Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be watching episodes 6 and 7 of RWBY Volume 1 titled The Emerald Forest. Yay, more RWBY. This is a little late, but well, who cares? It's out. So yeah, let's just get into this. Oh yeah. Love this opening. Let's go. All right. Yep, everyone's already landed.
Hello?
And we're just trying to find pairs now.
Is anyone out there? Hello? I'm getting bored here. Is someone there?
You always need something to do.
Ruby, is that you? Nope.
That is, I mean, could be RWBY, just a very large and scary version.
You guys wouldn't happen to have seen a girl in a red hood, would you? You could just say no.
And she's having a lot of fun.
Jeez, you two couldn't hit the broadside of a...
Oh yeah.
You...
Don't touch her hair, man.
You monster!
Yank, stop hurting the wildlife. It's okay. It's just a strand. It's a bit overkill.
What? You want some too?
Just a single hit. And she could have taken him. The smirk.
I could have taken him.
That's what I'm saying.
Remember your training.
Yo, that
logs.
smirk
Head
Blake
up,
gave was kind of...
shoulders back, right foot forward. Not that forward. Slow your breathing. Wait for the right time to strike.
The right time to strike? They're just waiting for your turn? Weiss loves playing Honkai Star Rail. Zero team coordination.
Excuse me, if you attacked out of turn, I could have killed you.
Out of turn?
What hurt and that?
Weiss! This is a battle with monsters.
We have to go.
Oh well, we caused a forest fire.
What was that? That should have been easy. Well, perhaps if you had exercised even the slightest amount of caution with the placement of your strikes, I wouldn't have set the forest on fire. What's that supposed to mean? I'm just surprised that someone that talks so much would communicate so little during an encounter.
Well, I'm sorry that you need my help to win a fight. I'm just fine on my own.
Well, congratulations on being the strongest child to sneak your way into Beacon. Bravo.
Guys, I don't think they're getting along. No, it's okay. You guys will make up eventually. Just, you guys gotta stop. You guys gotta stop
Did you
with
hear
your
that?
with your pride.
Gunfire. It seems some of our comrades have encountered the enemy. Jean,
Nice.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. Just a scratch.
Why didn't you activate your aura?
Huh?
Your aura.
Aura.
Jean, do you know what aura is?
Of course I do.
I don't.
You know what aura is?
Aura is the manifestation of our soul. It bears our burdens and shields our hearts. Have you ever felt like you were being watched without knowing that someone was there?
Yeah.
That's a big snaky.
With practice, our aura can be our shield. Everyone has it, even animals.
What about monsters?
No, the monsters we fight lack a soul. They are creatures of grim. The
Interesting.
manifestation of anonymity. They are the darkness, and we are the light.
Right. That's
Yo. Yo, he's kind of cool.
It's not about why. It's about knowing. understanding both dark and light helps us manifest our aura. Everyone has some of both. By bearing your soul outward as a force, you can deflect harm. All of our tools and equipment are conduits for aura. You project yourself and your soul when fighting.
It's like a force field!
Yes, if you want to look at it that way.
Yeah, like a shield. Sorry, it was really hard to like focus on the fight and the lore dump at the same time. Like, that's a lot. Oh my god. Holy shit.
Now, close your eyes and concentrate.
Okay.
Concentrate on what?
For it is in passing that we achieve immortality. Through this, we become a paragon of virtue and glory to rise above all. Infinite in distance and unbound by death. I release your soul, and by my shoulder protect thee.
Do you just have that memorized?
It's all right. I used my aura to unlock yours, but the energy that protects you now is your own.
Huh.
You have a lot of it.
You could just unlock or like that for other people? But why didn't he already have it then?
I still don't think that's what a sloth sounds like.
Yeah, they're cute. What does a sloth sound like? Huh. Wow. Oh wait, really? It's already over? Fuck. Okay. Well, we'll just move on to the next episode. We're back here. What is going on with you
has
two?
been formed, sir. Nora Valkyrie and Lai Ren. Poor boy. I can't possibly imagine those two getting along. Still, he's probably better off than Miss Nico's. I don't care what his transcripts say. That Jean fellow is not ready for this level of combat.
You don't say.
I guess we'll find out soon enough. At their current pace, they should reach the temple within just a few minutes. Speaking of which, what did you use as relics this year? Professor Ozpin?
He's busy watching her.
I mean, this way. It's definitely
Oh
this
my
way.
god, they're lost.
All right. It's official. We passed it. Why can't you just admit that you have no idea where we're going? Because I know exactly where we're going.
Oh my
We're
god.
going to the Forest Temple. Ugh. Oh, stop it. You don't know where we are either. Well, at least I'm not pretending like I know everything. What is that supposed to mean? It means you're a big, stupid jerk, and I hate you.
Whoa.
Just keep
RWBY.
moving. Oh, just keep moving. Hurry up. Wow, what's
Holy
going on?
shit.
Why are you so bossy?
He's so
I'm not
savage.
bossy. Don't say things like that. Stop treating me like a kid. Stop acting like a kid. Well, stop acting like you're perfect. I'm not perfect. Not yet. But I'm still leagues better than you.
Damn.
You don't even know me.
That was such a good exchange. Wow, that told us so much.
Think this is it?
Oh, well. At least say something.
Chess pieces? Some of them are missing. Looks like we weren't the first ones here. Well, I guess we should pick one.
Think this is it?
Did I
I'm
see
not
a
sure this is it.
the
Pyrrha, I made the torch. Could you at least humor me for maybe 5 more feet?
there were like cave paintings. Congratulations. There were cave paintings outside with like a giant scorpion.
Do you feel that?
Soul-crushing regret.
No, it's warm.
How about a cute little pony?
Sure.
You saw that eye roll? You saw that eye roll and the smile?
Well, it's not like this place is very difficult to find.
Yeah, about that.
That's the relic!
A lot of people seem to have trouble finding this.
Hey, that relic.
That's such a pathetic grab, John. What the fuck was that zesty ass grab?
Some girl's in trouble.
Oh,
Blake, did you hear that?
what is that? I'm screaming. What do you even do in that situation?
Do something! John, whatever you do, don't let...
Oh, but yeah, he's dead. Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know how much aura is gonna protect you from that. What is the Looney Tune? So
Blake, did you hear
right.
that? What should we do?
Where do you come from? No, you can't do this. You can't. Why is this so short? 4 minutes? Okay. Well, there's still a lot to talk about this episode, so yeah. I felt like most of the episode, I've just like, I've just been so flabbergasted. Like I don't know what to say. Okay, well, I'm gonna take a break and I'll come back with the notes. So see you in a bit. Hello, welcome back. Well, me, welcome back. For you, it's been like 3 seconds, but yeah, we're back with our notes. Not much actually. So this is gonna be a relatively short video. Yay, cries everyone in the comments. Right, so first thing I wanted to mention is there's a lot of emphasis on light versus dark, which is very interesting. Well, I mean, it's very common. It's very common in stories, but it's really easy to make something boring. So if they wanted to do something about light and dark, I hope that it's something actually like interesting more than well, the monsters are soulless and they're like an agent of chaos. They are a natural disaster, sort of like inevitable force, and we're the light. We're trying to survive in a cruel world, and yada yada yada. It's like, okay, we've seen this before. How do we spin this to make it more interesting? Or at least if you don't want to make it um if you don't want to put a unique spin on it, you could just execute it right. But to do that in a story like this, you really need to make monsters unrelenting, like the Grim unrelenting and terrifying, and you have to actually make them feel like an oppressive darkness. But that's really difficult to do because we're kind of chopping them up. Hell, in the red trailer, we see like we are constantly massacring the Grim, so it's really difficult to see them as like real threats. So because of that, the darkness is a concept that we're not accustomed to yet in this stage of the story. And without the darkness, it's really difficult to really emphasize being a light in the darkness. So I feel like this will come into fruition more later, but they've planted the seeds early on. So yeah. Yeah, so now we're getting into aura. Lots of aura dump. I'd say most of the episode, like the most important thing coming from this episode is aura exposition. So, aura is the manifestation of the soul. I basically copied down a lot of what Pyrrha says here, so I'm just gonna go through those one by one because I'm just gonna be honest. She is so verbose with all like so verbose and like using eloquent words that it's like I understand that you're that kind of character who would use these words, but it feels very like, okay, you're reciting from some sort of textbook here. Like I Yeah, so okay, manifestation of the soul, and we've made a distinction that the Grim do not have souls, so they cannot have an aura. Only living creatures, including animals, right? Creatures that are living that have a soul can have aura. But if like even if you're living, like obviously the Grim are living creatures, they look like animals basically. But because they're a manifestation of anonymity. They don't have an identity. They're just under a hive mind of Grim. even though they have classifications. So, okay, some wolves, some like bears, blah blah blah, but they don't really have identities beyond that. No, actually, that's a good point. A manifestation of anonymity, but you can easily classify them into existing animals. I mean, we don't know much about Grimm yet, but if you can study Grimm and classify them and categorize them like animals, like we kind of attach identities to these supposed anonymous creatures. They're not just Grimm, they're specifically Wolf Grimm, and they have their own like behaviors. Oh, Bear Grimm, they have their own specific behaviors and whatnot. Like, I don't know how far we're going to go into that, but well, I mean, according to Pira anonymity, so you can't. So you're tying identity, the sense of self, to having an aura. So that's the main thing that to drive home here, instead of like arguing semantics. It's um, identity and knowing and having a strong sense of who you are. So even for animals, apparently they have this. So that's the distinction they want you to know about Graham. And it's basically a force field. That John summarizes it. You don't need to go all here just to explain that it's a force field, but yeah, it says it bears our burdens and shields the heart. Which is a very like I understand shields the heart, but bears our burdens. I don't know what this is supposed to mean. Um, Pira asks, "Have you ever felt like you're being watched, like without anyone being there?" And I'm like, "Are we talking about Spidey sense, or are we talking about like can Aura sense if there are enemies nearby, or what? Like, I don't know. I don't know." Yeah. In order to manifest Aura, in a person at least, you need to understand both dark and light because everyone has some of both. So it's not like yes, humans and stuff represent the light, but it's not like we only represent the light. Everyone has light and darkness, which is true for humans as well. Like in real life, everyone has both, a kindness and a deep, you know, potential for evil, and that's honestly that is the how should I say? For me, I think the greatest one of the greatest strengths that humanity has is that you have the ability to choose between what we want to do. Like for other animals, they fall more easily for their DNA. They fall for more easily for their instincts, and a lot of the times are unable to break free from those instincts. For humans, because we've developed our intelligence so much, and knowledge is basically our creed, and working together, we have so much self-awareness about our primal instincts, about our base instincts that are left, because we're still animals, we still have that. Like for example, tribalism. We still love grouping people together and villainizing one group and lifting up another. Like that's a very animal thing to do. But if you use your brain and you start thinking about it, this kind of behavior is really easily abused, and it's causing so much trouble in society today because people are so stubborn in wanting to be part of an in group while shunning an out group. Um, that's just one example of it. So, to the strength of a human is to be able to choose what you want to do, whether you want to follow your instincts or you want to break free from them, whether you want to choose to do something good, do something evil. So, let me get off my soapbox. So, yeah, so understanding dark and light is a theme here. Um, yeah, so it's like a shield. You can bear your soul outward as a force. You can project your identity externally, and that can protect you when you're fighting. So that's cool. All tools are conduits for aura. All tools and equipment, she says, which I assume you can sort of extend your aura through the stuff that you use. Let's say if you're using a weapon, you can probably enhance the durability of a weapon by shielding it with a thing. I don't know if this is similar because okay, so I'm writing a story right now, and the way that like we have a very similar thing to aura actually it's also called aura. That's why I thought it was funny. But the way it works is that, for example, if someone has the powers to, if someone has like poison powers, and they want to extend that power into a tool, they can do that through like certain technology. They can extend their own innate power into the weapon that you're using, and then turn the weapon into a poisonous weapon, for example. So that's how it works in my story. But um, and I don't know if that's how it is for RWBY, because I mean, it's just a shield, isn't it? Like, I don't think it has anything to do with everyone's powers. It's a shield. It's a force field. So yeah. One thing. Okay, another thing that I wanted to talk about is aura can be unlocked by other people. So it's really strange that John hasn't had it unlocked. Actually, he doesn't know it at all, which is weird because you would think that they would teach this in school, or at least maybe your parents would have told you or unlock it for you if you're having trouble. I don't know about that. John's a little suspicious. Even Glinder brought up, like, I don't care what his transcript says. You know, that guy is not ready for any of this. Like, yeah, no, I agree. You know, maybe I don't know. Maybe you fake like his credentials or something. I don't know. I mean, because when you look at it, he didn't even make his own weapon. You look at everyone else's weapons; they're so much more complicated, and he just has like a hand me down. So I don't know. I don't know. Okay, so this is pure speech, verbatim. I I poked fun at it earlier, be like, did you just have this memorized? But then I thought more about it, and I'm like, is this is this like a way that you unlock aura? Like, for it is in passing that we achieve immortality. Through this, we become a paragon of virtue and glory to rise above all, infinite in distance and unbound by death. I release your soul, and by my shoulder protect thee. It's like this is the Shakespeare wrote this. Like, is this some sort of mantra that you say in order to unlock it for someone? And Pyrrha knows it by hand, like by heart, or like maybe this is her talking. I actually, I honestly I don't know, and this is a very trivial thing to like take notice of, but I just thought it was like strange, but I'm curious about it. I don't know if you're gonna get an explanation for this. If you have any insights, please do tell me in the comments. Let's move on to characters because oh boy, yeah, we had some character stuff with Ruby and Weiss here. Um, so Ruby really doesn't communicate well with the team. A very solo-minded combatant. We see her wreck shop when she's fighting alone, but when it comes to fighting in a team, well, this is the first time we're seeing her do it, and she still fights as if she's alone. So that means not coordinating timing, not really being aware of her surroundings, see if her other teammates are attacking at the moment. She's a very she just goes in whenever. And no, she is really good. It's just she's a very solo person. And she yeah. I don't know where else I was going with that. Another thing I wanted to bring up is a bit of a contradiction that I hope that they explore more because it's a very interesting one. We've established that Ruby doesn't want to be seen special. She's kind of humble. She's like, she recognizes that she's good at fighting, but she still doesn't want to be seen as someone like crazy or anything. So here we get to see that Ruby doesn't want to be treated as a child. So she doesn't want to be patronized. She doesn't want to be underestimated. That's an insecurity point there. Um, so it's very cool that we have this dichotomy of I don't want you to treat me like a child, but also I don't want you to treat me as special. I want you to treat me in a middle ground. Like recognize that I'm good at this, but also I'm not like the second coming or something. Like I'm not a combat god. I'm just good at what I do. So don't underestimate me. But at the same time, don't overestimate me. I think we hardly see characters like this, I think, that have this sort of contradiction. Humans have this kind of contradiction all the time. People can believe two completely opposite things at the same time. You know, a person can think they're the shit and I'm just the best and I'm just so good at what I do. And then 5 minutes later they're like, I don't even know why you're friends with me. Like I'm just the worst. I'm a terrible person and I deserve to like, you know, not be here. And then it's like, how could you believe two separate things that are contradicting at the same time? It's like, well, that's how humans work. So insecurities work. They kind of do that to you. So I really like that we see that in Ruby. She doesn't want to be overestimated and underestimated. So I hope we do something. And on the other hand, Wise, he is way too focused on standard procedure. He's unable to adapt. When I made the Honkai Star Rail joke earlier because it's like she plays. I'm talking as if she's a game character. No, she fights like there's a turn to everything. Like, okay, I'm supposed to attack. I'm supposed to ready up and then attack and then they attack and then I defend. And it's like, is that like you're fighting? You're being surrounded by a group of hostile monsters right now, and you're worried about your foot positioning, and you're taking your sweet ass time to ready up your posture, and you would have been dead if it wasn't for the fact that the Grib were so kind to wait for you to finish preparing. There was zero reason why they wouldn't have already gone in. Well, I mean, you could say, oh, they're just circling her and trying to gauge her strength, but they're in a fucking group. Like they have her surrounded. Like you know, yeah, she way too focused on that. She can't adapt to situations where it's like, oh, I have to forego this rule that I learned because it's literally in my survival. Like her survival instincts are just not it. And also, she just can't admit fault. She can't admit that she's lost. She can't admit that she is. It's hard for her to adapt. She can't admit all of this because she holds herself to such a high standard. Now, she admits to not being perfect, but she definitely wants to be, and she holds herself up to the standard of no, I am perfect. It can't be me. I can't be one that's wrong. So the conflict between these two characters now is Wise underestimating Ruby, and Ruby doesn't want to be underestimated. Wise, and Ruby being very not a team player, and well, it's not that Wise wants to be a team player per se. She doesn't even like Ruby, but honestly, I feel like because of her like, oh, I want to be perfect sort of thing. Do you think she also wants to be very solo minded? Like, she just wants to like be a solo player? Like, if no, because she wanted to team up with Pyrrha. Yeah, no. Weiss wants to collaborate. It's just she wants to be the leader of the collaboration, but she's just not leader. She's not capable of being a leader with all of these flaws. Yeah. Last thing I wanted to mention is that Osmond is watching Ruby, which isn't weird per se, but I feel like Osmond's giving her preferential treatment. Like he let her in early, and now he's explicitly watching her over anyone else. I feel like we're getting into I don't know. It's like the trope of where the teacher is like watching. I feel like when we get in trouble one day, and it looks like we're gonna die or we're gonna get defeated, Osprey's gonna come in and say, "How did you know we were here?" Or like, "How did you know like we were in trouble?" And it's like, "Oh well, I'm stalking you." Yeah, that's all the notes I have here. Thank you all so much for watching. As always, do leave comments down below on what you think of the episode and what do you think about what I think of the episode. And I can't wait for the next episode. That cliffhanger was too evil. It was so chaotic. Yeah. See you next time. Bye bye.